Well, C2, it was just great this year. I've been a part of it for about 3 years now, and this being my senior year, I think it made it much more significant because I was able to connect with a lot of the new members. I was able to share my testimony even more, and I was really able to be a light to a lot of people that were like just introduced to the group, some of which were like people from my grade or younger even. And I just enjoyed the fact that I got really close to God, and I'm just thankful that I had this opportunity.
I enjoy going to C2 because I think it's a time where I'm reminded to follow God and continue in my relationship with Him, and it's encouraging to have a community of Christians and to know that you have this community within your school.
For the Elkins C2 group, it's been amazing to see how he's kind of working with everybody else individually, you know, helping them and what they need. You know, we'd send out prayers for, you know, a friend of ours, her mom, you know, was struggling with her health, and we sent out prayers, and it was amazing to see how he started slowly, you know, healing her and bringing her back and kind of helping her through it.
One thing I really enjoyed about C2 this year was the community and how well the people at my C2 Kempner Tuesday nights have connected over this year. Last year especially, our C2 at Kempner got huge, 80, 90 people, so they decided to split it, and for a while all of us were skeptical about that because it separates us. As the year progressed, we realized that having a smaller group is much better because then we get closer to these people. Yeah, there aren't as many people, but we can get closer to the people that are around us and use that to get closer to God.
Probably my favorite thing about C2 is being together with people from my school and fellowshipping, not with just like my youth group, which is a different group of people, but having experience God with people that I go to school with and see every day.
Something that I really enjoyed about C2 is that the fact that I get to get my friends and meet new people that I've never even met at my school because our schools are so big around here, and get to just see their smile and see their face whenever they get around a Christian community where everyone is loving God and everyone can express that and they don't have to be insecure.
Well, I've really been able to see at my school and at C2 meetings the friendships between the students grow a lot because we do prayer groups every night, and since they're with the same group pretty much every week, they get to have really strong friendships through that and be able to help each other through trials they're going through, and so I've seen that at my school too.
It was really scary starting off because, you know, no one showed up. But it's grown a lot, and I think it's just nice being surrounded by a group of people who feel the same way you do. Our leaders are really passionate about talking to our friends about Christ, and we're passionate about reaching our school for Christ. And I mean, it's really easy in school to feel like you're the only one that feels that way, and it's nice to feel like there's someone who understands you and who's trying for the same purpose you are.
On a share night, we said, hey, where's your relationship with God right now, and where do you want it to be? We asked those two questions, and they had a card, and they were able to write that down, kind of discuss it in their prayer groups, and I told them, you know, hey guys, keep this in a place where you can see it, and focus on that. Focus on whatever you want it, whether that's for some people that might have been just trying to read a chapter a day, for other people that might have been studying a book of the Bible. But what we were able to do through that is just to see where you want your relationship to be, and we were able to create that goal.
I think hearing other people's testimonies, like people in my grade and stuff like that, it's cool to see how God's working in their lives. Just seeing how other people have been able to stay faithful and stuff through their struggles has just taught me that God is always there for me and that I can always trust Him, and that I have these other friends at C2 that I can go to when I'm going through something tough.
I've really enjoyed seeing people grow spiritually, and at first people just came for the fun of it, games, but as the years progressed, it's more spiritual. They want to come for share time, they want to share their story. They ask to speak at C2, which is really cool, so we don't have to find people. They want to be a part of it, they're inviting friends. It's growing a little bit, but most importantly, it's growing spiritually.
So I started Austin C2 in the spring. I wasn't really sure if there was going to be 5 people show up because Austin C2 has failed before, but I mean, that first night whenever 30, 35 people showed up for it, it was just insane. It was awesome. And then you get to see your best friends getting saved, and you get to see people that maybe you even hated, that you didn't even like, and then you end up liking them, and they end up being a really good friend. You kind of can forgive people during the whole process. Well, it challenged me because I had to kind of open my mind to things, not just be my narrow-minded self where you just have these friends or you just have this. Instead, you have an open mind where you just kind of like meet all different types of people, and you end up like loving everyone and not just loving the people who you should be friends with or the special people that you think are really cool and your best friends. You get to kind of meet everyone. And starting C2 was really hard for me because I've never started something like this or any Christian thing, or I've always wondered how I can spread God. And so that was a big challenge, and telling people about it and starting it and getting over the fear that Ryan kind of put inside us, which was a good fear. So that was really big, being able to start and lead something like this.
When you see other Christians talking about their walks and their struggles and whatever, and their joys, whatever is going on in their lives through God, it helps other people realize that maybe there's a greater purpose, maybe there's something bigger than just 40 people hanging out at a house and eating free food. So you see people, big tough football players, getting intimate, getting deep, realizing how small they are, humbling themselves and sharing their lives with others and sharing Christ with others.
I got involved my sophomore year, and from then on, I was just all about God and glorifying Him and being the person that He wants me to be every single day, every hour of the day. Even if I didn't trust completely in the plans that He had for me, I knew that they were good no matter what. I just love C2 because of the fellowship and the friends that I've made and the connections that I've had and the family that it's created. It's brought a lot of people closer together on a really personal level. We've broken down barriers, we've developed so many trusts within each other, and we felt like we could really connect on the same level no matter what was going on in our lives at the time, trials, certain circumstances. We just felt like we were all dealing with the same thing and that we could all be there for each other.
So this year we had an event called I Agree with Chad, and it was a chance for the C2 groups to go and reach out to their schools and bring kids into an event where there would be friends, people they knew. C2 groups from each school, from each campus, had shirts and cards that they would hand out. They had shirts that they would wear that said, I agree with Chad. They got to hear my story and see how Christ has impacted my life, and it was a good chance for C2 to reach out, for all the schools, to reach out into their campuses and bring people that weren't really familiar with Christ, and they got to hear how He has touched and impacted my life and how He is here, He is real, and that it kind of opened their eyes a little bit and said, you know what, I want to see what this is all about, and it got them a chance to say, okay, well, this is what C2 is about, and I want to try and, they're going to start attending that.
Seeing kids in the hallway talk about it and seeing people post on Twitter, Facebook, C2, the message that such and such spoke, really impacts you because it's everywhere. It's getting out. C2 is people know about it now because they're sharing the spiritual aspect, but at the same time, it's a fun thing, but most importantly, spiritually.
And I see that people grow to like it and enjoy it just because you're not judged, or just because you can be there and be yourself around Christian people. And I've seen people grow from, even this is my first year, going from the beginning to the end of the school year.